So yeah, I'm just very clear-headed at the moment. I'm making rational decisions. I don't feel irrational or erratic about anything at all, which was one of my problems previously. I was very erratic about things. And sometimes I would say stuff or have these thoughts and then act completely the opposite way within 10-15 minutes of acting that way. So that's completely gone as well. I think one of the things I wanted to move on to with this video now as well. Sorry, is the fact that I've been working very hard for the last 6 months. Fortunately, I won't. So I won't. This isn't bragging. I due to that hard work that I've put in, I have now come to a point where very well off. Financially secure to a certain extent, at least for the next 12 months, and that's going to continue to grow, providing all goes well. I basically work for a company where we deal with business to business sales, so we're paid a half decent salary, and we have a very good commission scheme, so we earn a percentage of the deals that we close. And over the last month or so, I've managed to shut a very substantial amount of money for the company, and will continue to do so over the next couple of weeks as well. So I'm not talking about millions at all, but I'm talking about thousands, tens of thousands of pounds. That I've been very fortunate and very driven to get myself to that position. Now, I'm not going to lie, initially my ex-partner knew about these potential deals. There were some of these deals that were available from the first month I worked there. Some of those didn't shut, but I knew that I was definitely capable of doing it. I have done over the last month and a half. It's took me a good 5-6 months to get there. But yeah, so I worked my arse off to get those deals in place for us to be financially secure, because that's one of the things that we struggled with as well. And I'm not gonna lie, that was down to me. I'm very poor with money, and I know there's a lot of people around me that are very worried because of the money that's coming in. Obviously, they don't want me to squander that, and I completely understand their concerns. But that's not going to happen. I can be stupid, but there's a line, and I know exactly where that line is. So it's a case of what I do now, basically. This will be the first time in my life where I literally, for the next 12 to 18 months, 2 years, can do whatever I want to do, within reason, of course. But I can. And this is what I want to delve into. I'm on the verge of moving out with a very good friend of mine. But one thing I really want to do is travel. I've wanted to travel for the last, since I've been in this prior relationship, to be honest, and even before that. The reason why that is because one of my best friends was in a similar long-term relationship that ended, and he decided to move away to Australia after university. He was over there for a long time. Moved over to New Zealand, lived there for a long time as well, come back, and was here for about a year. We had a very good year together, but it just wasn't for him. He needed to go again, so he decided to move to Canada. I was very fortunate that we could go out and see him, because myself, but also my ex-partner, become very close to him as well. So we had a wonderful time out there with them, with him and his current partner, who's also amazing. They put us up for a few days. Then we went and did our own stuff, and put us up for the last few days as well. But it was an amazing time. One of the best times of my life. But what that did for me was just fed the desire for me to want to travel. As much as I love my previous partner, I wouldn't say she held me back, but I always knew if I was going to travel, and she encouraged it at times, but I always knew if we did, or if I did rather, and that would be the death of us, and at that time that's not what I wanted, or say it wasn't. My love for travel was always stronger than my love for anything else, but I just suppressed that feeling, because I didn't want the relationship to end. And so then I would, rather than putting the steps in place to save the money to go and do it, I would just live comfortably again. I mean, people would say, that I was bad with money, but I think to a certain extent it was because I knew what the situation was going to be. It wasn't going to change, not just like on my behalf, it wasn't going to change, so I thought, well, I can just continue living the way I am, going out on the weekend with the lads, because there was no option to do anything else, unfortunately. Things became so stale, and for the last 12 to 18 months I was very, very unhappy, very unhappy, and it's only now that I'm realised that was the relationship. It wasn't me, it wasn't her, it was just a whole amalgamation of things. So the living arrangement, the relationship itself, the way we used to argue, the staleness of it, the what's repetitiveness, I don't know, just being so comfortable. It wasn't what I wanted. I've never been that person where I get itchy feet, but because obviously I loved her so much, I kind of just put everything to the back of my head and thought everything will work itself out in time and everything will be okay. And then unfortunately come to a point where she'd obviously become the same over the last 6 months and decided that she'd had enough. Absolutely fine. No issue with it whatsoever. So what I'm really asking here is, what would you guys do? Like I said, I'm on the verge of moving out with a good friend of mine, and I mean, it's pretty much there, but fingers crossed, no issues. Gonna be renting for maybe the next 6 to 12 months, just because I can't live my life at home anymore. I love my parents a bit, and my brother did them a lot for me, but at this age, I need to live my own life. Can't be at home. I think it just won't work because it's not me. It took me a very long time to realise that I need to start putting myself first, because I don't, and I haven't done for a long time. And even when I have done and started to, maybe in the wrong ways at times, that's irked people or got their back up. But unfortunately, that's how it is. It is about me from now on. Jesus, cats. So what I'm saying is, I'm now in a position where I can travel. I could literally go at the end of this month if I wanted to. That would be very irresponsible of me. I've got Florida coming up with some very good friends, and then the day I fly back, I've got my cousin's wedding, which will be a very, very good day. It'll be lovely to see them get married. I think what I'm trying to ask is, I'm in this job where I'm doing so well, and the potential for it's so lucrative at times, and the potential for progression is great. It's a great company to work for, but I don't think that's what I want. Is that stupid? Maybe. And I could probably look back on it and think it was stupid myself. It's took myself a long time to get here, and now I'm here. Should I really just drop it all and go away? But the last thing, I will not be living in this town for a long time. Definitely not. Just can't deal with it. I hate the place. Apart from my friends and family, I think it'll be the same for many people of your local towns, but it's a fishbowl, isn't it, to a certain extent. Nothing changes, people don't change, just the people that get with change to be honest. People don't really change. Their outlook on life doesn't change, which isn't a bad thing at all. Families and stuff is something for people, and that's what they strive for, and I did to a certain extent, but I've realised that's not me. So what I'm looking for is genuine answers from you guys. Please leave them in the comments or drop me a message. I will be posting the follow-up to the previous video, by the way. I'm just editing stuff due to respecting people's wishes. So what I'm saying, if you're in a job, you have several pay rises, you've got thousands and thousands of pounds worth of commission, hypothetically, and you're going to continue to do so potentially for the next couple of months, but your heart is set on travelling, moving to a different country and meeting new people and working in some beautiful places, and or do you settle and move into a house and look for a relationship, or continue living life on a daily basis and going to work, chilling with your friends on the weekend, which again, no issue with, but really deep down the one thing you want to do is go, and you're in a position where you can do that. Would you drop everything and do it? After coming out of a 7-year relationship, would you do that? So I know what I'm edging towards, and it is just taking a step. But yeah, leave your comments below. It's been your boy, Calby Tech. Apologies for the rambling. One of them. Peace.